Hey guys, welcome to today's video. In this video, let's attempt to create this ridiculously awesome creature just somewhat bouncing on his tail. And the concept is coming from, honestly, one of my all-time favorite 2D artists. So this is Cheo. If you go to Google Images and just type in Cheo art, you will see an ocean of incredible, unique drawings. And this is a graffiti artist. So he is in England, Bristol, and he usually doesn't show his face. You could see him right here, his back turned to the camera. So he doesn't normally reveal himself. You can find pictures of him, but I really love his art. And I think it's incredible. I love the shapes. I love the uniqueness of it. I love the cartooniness. So he's from like the 80s, and you can see him right here. Chio is drawing right here, or spraying, I guess I should say, right? So he puts down these beautiful lines, then he goes and paints it with his spray bottles, and then he goes back and adds these. Well, some of these are from Procreate, actually. He does digital art as well. But when he does spraying, then he goes back and adds these beautiful, thick black lines, which kind of make the art pop out. And you can see some of that right here. This is his famous bee. And here's some more pictures of him. So anyways, you are welcome to look at his work. It's amazing. And you can also find him on Instagram, although he hasn't posted in a long time. But anyway, so let's attempt to create something from his one of his sketches. And this is the character that I found. All right. So how would you get started with something like this? Well, as I usually like to do, I like to study the shapes and try to break them down into what I'm seeing, right? So right here, his belly is somewhat almost like a circle. And then you have like this other shape on top that looks, you know, it's almost like if you think about it, it's almost like a pear. And there's just a couple of cylinders sticking on the side and a tail. And of course, you have these beautiful pointy ears. So let's attempt to do something like that. The easiest way, I believe, to get to this shape here is just literally taking this sphere, right? And I'm in Dynamesh 128. If you go to Lightbox, you can grab this thing right here, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna duplicate this, grab the copy of it. I'm gonna jump out of the perspective view, hold down the shift key, snap to my view, and I'm just gonna move this up, right? Essentially just trying to create the second shape, which is like this head. And I'm gonna do something, you know, a little bit smaller, right? So now I have this. All right, now these shapes right here are clearly forming one, right? You don't really have them separate like that. So what I could do is I can take this one and I can merge it down, right? So let's merge it down. And let's, of course, control drag to infuse them. And what I'm going to do next is I think I'm going to Z-remesh this because I don't want these lines right here, right? I want this to be beautifully merged together. So let's go to geometry. Let's go to Z-remesher. I'm going to turn adapt off, dial this way down to like 0.5. I don't need any of this. I'm just do Z-remesh and make sure active symmetry is on, right? So let's do Z-remesh. And that should give us something really nice. I'm gonna go to half and do Z-remesh again. I really wanna get rid of that section there. All right, now I can polish. And I'm gonna polish actually a little more and a little more. And as you can see, I'm starting to lose it, but at the same time, I have a little bit of an indentation there, right? So that's nice. I think that's good. Let's go with this. I'm gonna go ahead and do Control D a bunch of times, and until it's nice and smooth, and then switch back to Dynamesh mode. I'm gonna say no to subdivision levels. Right, so now essentially I'm still in 128, but now I did this beautiful connection without any lines or sections. So that was the whole point of this. And you know, if I wanted to, I can grab my brush a little bit larger and maybe make the head just a little, you know, a little wider, right? Maybe I could do that right now. Let's do that. And we can go on the side view, just do the same thing, just widen this just a little bit. All right, cool. What's next? Next, I'm gonna go ahead and I guess let's talk about this mouth, right? The mouth is very specific shape. It's almost like a little bean or of some sort. So what I could do is I think I'm just gonna, I know it's angled, right? So this is not symmetrical, but I think the best thing we could do when we're building characters like this is to build them in symmetry for the sake of, you know, just modeling. and then, you know, tweak it a little bit to break the symmetry, make it look like it's posing a little bit, right? So that's exactly what I'm gonna do here. I'm gonna press Control, and let me go to Quick Picks. I do have my pen selected, so that's great. And what I'm gonna do is, holding on the Control key, I'm just gonna draw what I want, right? So I want my mouth to be something like this. Hey friends, so this is just a sample of one of my existing videos that I created for my membership section, and I just wanted to show it as a sort of like a time lapse, just so you guys can see Chio and his amazing art. And then it was so much fun to create this character as well. So right here you can see I ended up masking out the mouth and then just pressing it in. And then once I've done that, I created a tongue by just simply inserting a new sphere shape. Right here I'm making a tooth, or I guess 4 teeth, right? But I just made one. And then of course holding down the Control key, as long as you're on the same layer, you can just drag out a copy of it and then just you know, move it around so it doesn't look exactly symmetrical or identical. And then here you could see me copying it and cloning it to the bottom as well. For the feet, I just inserted the cylinder and used that to create the simple cartoony feet, and that was pretty straightforward. To create the bottoms of the feet, I just simply extracted the leg part. You can see me doing that here, and just simply kind of Dynameshing them together. Now this is just kind of a Dynamesh character. Normally, you know, I would block it out and then just subdivide it. But in this case, I knew I'm not going to animate this character. I'm not going to rig the character. He's not a game character. He's just a fun sculpt. So I just kind of stayed in the entire Dynamesh mode. And sometimes it's just fun to just not worry about topology or subdividing and just being kind of loose, you know, kind of a clay mode, right? Right here for the arms, you see me, I just used the snake hook, just literally just pulled it out and made these adorable little hands. For the nose, I inserted another sphere and then just chopped it up. For the eyes, because the eyes are closed, right? That was super easy to make. I just used the existing IMM curve brush and just literally just dragged a shape of the eye right on his base of the, you know, of the body, right? And then for the whiskers, they're just a simple box that was just smushed and kind of bent. Again, I love Chio, and I strongly suggest if any one of you guys are into cartoons or kind of a wacky, exaggerated graffiti art, in my opinion, Chio is one of the best artists out there that does that kind of style. And he's been doing it for many, many years. He did it through 80s and 90s, and he's been around for forever. And I found him many, many years ago. Before I even got into 3D modeling, and always just been sort of a fan. And then finally, I felt like I could probably take one of his characters and see if I can, you know, do some justice, just as a fan art to his work. All right, you can see I'm also continuously spinning the character and just aligning it to the PORef reference image, just to make sure I stay within the right proportions. I didn't end up overlapping anything, or you know, just purely just looking and then seeing if I can recreate something similar. So a lot of times it's a really good exercise, even if you're trying to make something super similar, not to overlap things, and just to train that eye of being able to put something next to something and see if you can get it as close as you can. So you know, it takes a lot of practice, but if you master that skill, that's definitely going to serve you even when you overlap stuff. So right here I actually tilted him. It was just a basic bend deformer, and for the paint, I just used the simple poly paint techniques here in zBrush, and then I brought for final rendering, I just ended up taking the entire character as like an OBJ on FBX file, I think OBJ actually, and just brought it into Blender for you know, for like a quick rendering. But if you like these kind of videos and you want to support my work, you would like to learn as a step-by-step kind of a style method of learning, maybe you're brand new to ZBrush, please consider joining my membership. If not, at least subscribe. Please like this video, comment as well. I would love to hear your feedback on what you think about Chio's art, or if you have any questions. And thank you so much, and I'll see you guys in our next video.